All right, welcome to Childsplay with Sam Kim, and today we were joined by the David So, who is the founder and CEO of NAB, Neighbor and Brother, bringing you the best workouts you can do at the comfort of your home or at any area you choose. His workouts are intense but easy to follow, and he won't allow no fake sweat. And you can find him on his Instagram at David So. Welcome, my brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me. I just want to start off by saying congratulations on the podcast, bro. Congratulations to the recent success. I've tuned into like the episodes of June Lee, and I'm gonna check out Microdot right after this. And that's all I wanted to start off with, man. It's truly inspiring to see somebody like you just get after it. You know what I mean? So thank you for having me, and I appreciate you, taking the time to do this.
Right. So I recently flew out to San Jose, and we did that little workout, which people can see. Or people probably saw at the beginning of the video of this.
Yeah.
But you killed me, honestly. It broke me down a bit, I would honestly say. But it was a great workout,
Thank you, bro. Just chipping away, bro. Just day by day, trying to get stronger. You feel me?
Yeah. Even I lost some weight, minus 20.
Hey, you look amazing, fam. Since the first time I met you in Palm Springs, bro, you really turned it around, bro.
Yeah,
not that you were bad before. It's just you elevated.
Thank you. Levels.
Right. Levels. It's really levels to this.
All right, let's start off so everyone can hear. Where were you born and grew up?
Okay, so Bay Area native. Technically the peninsula, which is a little south of San Francisco.
Okay.
It consists of like Daly City. I live in South San Francisco right now, but I grew up in Millbrae, California. 94030. Shout out the hometown. Yeah, that's basically where I kind of grew up.
Okay. So how'd you describe your childhood, I guess, when you were growing up?
Shit. I was a wild child.
Yeah.
I was a wild child. And I was super into sports growing up.
Okay.
I was very fortunate, as an Asian American child, growing up. Sports wasn't the norm.
Right.
But my parents decided to let me play like flag football, basketball from a very young age. And I think that's what kind of laid the foundation to what I do nowadays. So that's where it all stemmed from. So childhood wise, I was a very active kid. Didn't do that great in school, you know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of things I learned as a kid growing up, and just through various experiences and whatnot. Being Korean in the Bay Area, you most likely went to church. You know what I mean?
Sorry.
If you're Korean in the Bay Area, you probably went to church, and one other Korean from the Bay Area. So that's like in a nutshell, like what my childhood was like.
Gotcha. So everyone knew everybody essentially, yeah?
Yeah. A lot of Koreans are connected, and it's a real cool community growing up.
So just pivoting from that and going straight into what you do, what's your inspiration for creating NAB?
Inspiration. I guess I could dial it back to keep it simple. Let's just say fitness has helped bring me out of a very dark place. I was talking about earlier in my childhood, I was very active, right? But once I got to college, I completely fell off the deep end. I hung around, probably not the best influences. You know what I mean? I ended up actually getting kicked out of college at the time. And throughout my process of getting back into college, that's where I found fitness. And that's what really helped sharpen my mind and keep me out of trouble in a sense. So that's kind of the inspiration behind it all. Right. I know how much fitness has helped me bring me out of a dark space. And through that journey, I've helped friends get into shape and vice versa. They help keep me accountable. And I knew that's something that I wanted to continue sharing with the world, because if I could, help I knew it's a proven fact. Like I brought myself out of a dark place and I could see it working within my own friends. And oftentimes, if there's something wrong in your life, you can't blame anyone else, right? You kind of have to take that responsibility on yourself. And that's kind of what fitness and like working on my physical well-being has done for me. And that's truly kind of the inspiration behind creating Neighbor and Brother. And if you think about the name, NAB, Neighbor and Brother, in the gym, or we're working out outside. Maybe you're training for something like a marathon or something, right? That person next to you, that's your neighbor, that's your brother, right? And we all have one common goal. And I think in life, we just have to be a little more positive and be willing to help one another, and just to understand and realize, we're stronger together at the end of the day. So that's what kind of I want to encapsulate and capture with the whole idea behind neighbor and brother. So just to answer your question about inspiration, long story short, it just comes from a coming out of a dark place and helping people and wanting to share that with the rest of the world.
So your tagline, "No fake sweat," how'd you come up with that, and what does that mean?
No fake sweat, baby. The proof is in the sweat. I say these at my boot camps.
Gotcha.
And that tagline kind of came naturally, like organic. It's organic, don't panic. That's what we like to say. So one day, because of COVID, I had to pivot from doing outdoor workouts to still building community and motivating people. So I started doing these live workouts for free, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, like right when the pandemic hit, like 2 weeks in. And I was just, towards the end of my stream, I like to just give a little motivational speech to whoever's with me on the live.
Right.
And I was just dripping sweat. And I was like, you can't fake this, like no fake sweat. I just said it, and it kind of just stuck. And then people kept saying it and saying it and saying it. And that's just kind of the birth of how no fake sweat kind of came to life.
Okay.
And yeah.
So where did the words NAB, what did that originally mean prior to neighbor and brotherhood? Was it always neighbor and brother? Like, how did that all happen?
Right. So going back to that whole journey of helping friends get into shape, this is like 5, almost maybe 6 years ago. I was at the gym with a couple of my friends, and they just kept asking me, like every time we went, like, dude, what do you take to stay motivated? Like, what do you take to just like keep things going, get these results? And as a joke, I don't know why, I just said, all you need is NAB. And they were like, bro, what's NAB?
Right.
And excuse my French, I was just saying, it's not a bitch.
Okay.
Right? I'm not a baby anymore. NAB, I'm not a boy anymore, right? It's like a mentality type situation. And then like I said, it just started off as a joke, and people, well, my friends, we just started tagging NAB in everything that we started working out at. And like, I guess you could call it brand awareness. People were wondering, what the hell is NAB? Like, what is this? What is that? And then so that's what it originally meant, like not a bitch, not a boy. And it was kind of something funny that we would say between my friends. And then later down the line, that's when my buddy, shout out Aaron Lau, he had told me, hey bro, you should call it neighbor and brother. And I was like, oh shit. Hell yeah, that sounds amazing. Because like we were just talking about, it just encapsulates what we do just in life and at the gym and physically and all that kind of stuff. So not a bitch, that's how it started. Turned into neighbor and brother.
Now you got brand recognition. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess, what's the hardest part from building a brand from the ground
up? The uncertainty. Right? Just having confidence, moving forward without really knowing what's going to happen. Like to this day, I kind of still don't know what I'm doing,
right.
But I have a general roadmap, I guess, if you will, a general idea. But when it comes down to it, a lot of my ideas don't work. But so I think that's the hardest part, knowing that this is something that I don't really have a mentor for. You know what I mean? I don't really have someone to be like, hey, you should, this is what you need to do. Bada bing, bada boom, bada boom.
Right.
Everything is, I'm familiar with fitness. And then building this brand is kind of just looking at the people that walked before me. Let's just say like Randall Pitch, he has a brand called Live Fit. I look up to him because he's an Asian American dude that's made it in this field. Let's say like Bar Quan, those are the Barbell Brigade, but those are still kind of different things than what like Neighbor and Brother is doing, right? So as far as building the brand, I think the hardest part is just a little bit of uncertainty and having the confidence every day, good days or bad, to move forward. You know what I mean? So, and then also it's just wearing like 1,000 hats, right?
Right.
As far as I got to do the marketing, I gotta run the page, I gotta meet with the distributors to get the clothes.
Right.
When I do my events, I gotta meet with the event holder or like the person that's coordinating the place and
Right.
all this kind. It's just like wearing 1,000 hats. That's kind of the toughest part because I can't really specialize at the moment
Mm.
on just focusing on one thing. So I think my next plan of attack is obviously like build a team, and I know that just comes with a little bit of tenacity, just being open-minded, and hopefully at one point, meet the right people and trust them to kind of take the reins and do their own thing while I can kind of oversee and do that, and then handle like the overall.
Gotcha. Just so I guess the audience can hear, what kind of events do you hold from like YouTube, IG, in-person workouts? What have you been doing so far, thus far?
Okay, so pre-COVID, I used to do an event when I was training for a marathon. I always wanted to have a run club, so we had this event called Recess, which was on Saturdays, and it was a free event that I would just invite like all my friends and tell them to invite one person, somebody that they didn't know, or somebody that just needed a safe environment to work out with. So that's what Recess was. We ran together, we did some on-field stuff, and then we did like a full body workout. And after, like I would bring some White Claws and we would just kind of drink and socialize and just have fun, right? So it's just creating an environment for people to come together. And going back to the name of the event, Recess, right, is coming back and like seeing your friends that you don't get to see all week. To whether you do go to the gym every day, it's something different than your usual routine. So Recess, right? And then just taking some time to be outside. So that's how one of my first community building events was. And then COVID hit. So that's why I pivoted to streaming online, or mainly on Instagram. I want to eventually get to YouTube. And I did try that at the beginning of COVID, but damn, it was kind of rough. Figure like with the MacBook and stuff, sometimes streaming just doesn't want to work with the MacBook. So anyways, IG, then we pivoted to my IG workouts where I did a core workout every Wednesday, which I still do on the Neighbor and Brother Instagram. It's called Quarantine. Yeah, quarantine.
Right.
That's every Wednesdays at 10. And then Fridays I did one called Flow with Diesel, which is more of like a full body high intensity type circuit. So I've been doing that every week still to this day since quarantine started. So that's like a more virtual realm. And because like, I didn't know what I was doing starting those workouts, but because I did those with consistency and I did it with tenacity, I didn't care if, some days there was only 2 viewers and some days there was like 15, right? There was days like that. It opened up doors to what I'm doing to this day. So now I do every Mondays, I do a Zoom workout with a dance studio here in San Francisco. Every Mondays at 4:30 called Ray Studios, which is a dance and like mainly a dance studio, women driven, women founded. Shout out Jessica Ray. She is now one of my mentors that kind of helps me. If I have any questions as far as like taxes or like LLC stuff or like anything along those lines, she's the actual owner of that studio. And she reached out to me because she had seen me do all these IG live videos. And even though I don't have a group workout certification or anything like that, she was just like, yo, you have stuff that these people that have these certifications that they don't have, right? So I got practice as far as expressing my personality and really being personable in front of a camera like this. So that's one other thing that I'm doing on the virtual realm. And then actually before that, but I'm still doing it now that restrictions have kind of eased up.
Mm.
there is a place called Social Fit Club here in San Francisco, which is like an outdoor venue that recently just opened up. So there's this guy, Anthony Presents. Shout out Ant for putting me on, and shout out my boy Arthur Calais for kind of being the bridge between us two. Um, he is like the premier event hoster here in the Bay Area, right? And he then opened up Social Fit Club, which is like I said, it's an outdoor venue
Mm-hmm.
that obviously has like socially distanced spots that people can come together, and coaches
Mm-hmm.
and trainers, and he gives them a platform to host these classes. So because I kind of got all this practice with like my IG live and all this kind of stuff, now I'm comfortable doing these group workouts, and I host a no fake sweat boot camp. It's been the past 3 weeks, every Saturday, except for one, I did it on a Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So, they kind of had faith in me that I could do this. And I was, at the time I was a little, I don't know about scared, but, just uncertain, like, oh, should I do this? Should I not? Cause it's, something I've never done before. So I'm able to host like a class of 15 people, have them come, and then like I'll lead a group workout, and then similar vibes to Recess, my first event. I bring some White Claws and we all socialize and try to pretend like shit's normal again, right? Like,
Right.
I try to just pretend that things are normal. So that's been truly a blessing for me to just, be able to pursue and just, hold these kind of events still, and build that neighbor and brother community, and still push the brand and see my friends and, kind of inspire along the way.
That's awesome to hear, especially like the growth you've witnessed within the last 6 to 8 months, right? And I think you're doing pretty well with that, so that's good. Congrats on that, man.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Kind words from a king.
No, I wouldn't say all that, but well, I would say, what was your parents? What were they like when you decided to create this brand?
um, they're always supportive.
Yeah, that's good.
Always supportive. I would say like at first when I decided to do like personal training,
Right,
um, I wouldn't say they weren't too fond of it.
right, because it's not
Obviously,
norm.
it's not the norm. Yeah,
Right, right,
it's like, if you were to tell, I don't know, but it's just not the norm, right? It's just not the norm. Obviously, my parents wanted me to do. Let me see if you could guess.
doctor, lawyer, pharmacist, depending on what race.
Close. Actually, I guess it depends on what race. They wanted me to get into real estate.
Oh, real estate. Oh, I could have guessed
Real
that too.
estate. Which,
Right,
yeah,
right.
which is like doctors is obviously up there and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Real estate is like
Okay.
what they wanted me to get into. Like, so that's what because they're both. My mom does residential, my dad does commercial. So they were like, "You'll do amazing," and I was like,
Right. Come in the dynasty family. Come in this
it's like,
dynasty. All right, gotcha.
yeah, it's like I probably will, but I'm not gonna enjoy it as much as I would something I love to do, and getting into my fitness journey was something that I just kind of found out that I really love doing this, right? Helping people, um, you know, to find their inner strength, find their confidence to kind of attack their goals and just be who they really can be, and just show people that they have more potential than they think, and all they have to do is work on themselves. So I mean, going back to as far as how supportive my parents, they were always pretty supportive.
Yeah.
But this kind of thing is like they don't really know how to support.
Right.
It's so new, like fitness.
Yeah. Especially parents, yeah, for sure. For all they know is like go to the playground once a week and there's just like
Yeah,
putting their arms around, right? A couple
yeah.
licenses.
Their fitness and nutrition is like acupuncture and ginseng, and like, they're like going on nice little walks, which is fine.
Little
There's
stick,
nothing wrong
kick a
with
little in your toes, right? With the needle.
that.
Right.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, don't get me wrong.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that, but they can't offer that much support or advice because it's not something they've done before. So, that also goes back to like the building a brand. It's uncertainty, right? You don't there's not, you don't really know a lot, but you're just doing it.
Right.
So
how do you continue to learn in order for your role to grow, and stay on top of things?
That's a great question. For me, I was actually just thinking about that yesterday, to be honest, is because one, um, like to make money to survive right now, I'm a personal trainer, right?
Right.
But I don't really want to title myself or consider myself like as a personal trainer because I don't know. That's just not what I really see myself as. But I am one. But I am one. That's kind of confusing. So and then also the reason why I say that is because I'm building a brand at the same time that has to do with fitness. So right now, you know, I'm constantly kind of just watching YouTube videos on other coaches and other trainers that I admire and just picking up little things, little cues, stuff about anatomy that I can apply within my own practice with my clients. And at the same time, I try to listen to just like business podcasts or just keep up on like what's happening in the market just to keep my mind sharp as far as like how to grow this business and how to exactly just kind of scale it in a sense. So
Mm.
those kind of two things are the things I'm trying to stay sharp with as far as staying on top of my roles with what's making me money right now and what I see making me money later down the road. So it's kind of, juggling between those two where I guess that's where my struggle is where to really go full force into to stay on top of it. So those two kind of things.
What's one thing you wish you had known when you first started your career?
Man, I almost don't even consider this a career yet because it's not like popping off.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's right now it's still just like a fun project to me. But
Mm.
at some point, obviously I do want to turn this into a career. Um, something that I would want something that I wish I knew before starting this career. I can't answer that right now, actually. I can't answer that because a lot of the things are kind of just being uh, not provided, but they're just kind of coming up to me as I go. I think in life, you're
Right.
just, how would you say this? Things just kind of appear to you like when you're ready.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't really know exactly what I wish I knew
Right.
before.
As of yet.
I guess
Mm.
something when I was younger, something I would understand better is patience.
Mm.
If that were to be one thing, right? Just to know, like I was saying, that things happen when they should. But that doesn't mean you should just lay back and chill out, right? Like
Right.
you still gotta give it your all and you gotta break through barriers in order to get through that next level. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So it's just having a little bit of patience with tenacity. I wish I understood that a little more when I was younger, when I was in college and stuff like that, because I was like, none of this shit matters. So I was like, not even trying with a lot of things, right? So I
Mm.
almost like, I don't want to say I regret wasting time because I'm here today because of everything that happened. I'm sure you
Right.
realize that too, right? Everything that's happened in life led us to this very point, to us talking right here.
Mm.
So I guess, just to keep it short, is just having that patience as a kid, as a youth, just to know that things are gonna pan out well and just to not have given up. Because I did give up at a certain point in my life. And that's what I was kind of just going back to about like being in a dark space. So just a little bit of patience.
So, what are you most proudest of thus far?
Just being alive.
We breathing,
We
they
breathing.
eating.
Yeah.
Right.
This might sound kind of cliche, but it's finishing college.
Okay.
Finishing college. Um,
Congrats on that.
Thank you. I just finished in December. It took
Let's
me.
go.
Let's go.
College degree. Let's get it. Educated.
Andrew
Educated.
McCain.
Let's
Please
get
get
it.
degrees. Yeah, boy. Just because that's, it's something that I didn't want to do, but
Mm.
because I did it, um, I'm here, right? NAB is here because so I went to San Jose State first when I first got out of high school.
Right.
And it's funny, I should have never made it into San Jose State. My grades were so bad in high
It's
school.
all
But I
good. You
made
made it. You
it.
made it.
I
That's all
made
that
it.
matters.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then I was in a frat and I didn't have the best influences. That's why I got kicked out in the first place.
Yeah.
And I'm there's this thing called Open University where you have to crash your courses at the university and simultaneously take classes at a JC to
Got it.
get credits, but raise your university GPA up so you can get back in. So
Mm.
that took me like 5 years. And when I finally got into back into San Jose State, like a lot of shit was going on. I was in a bad relationship. Like my father just had a stroke at that time. He's fine now.
Mm.
And a lot of things were pulling me in different directions. So I couldn't finish college at that time. I came back home and I was kind of just exploring myself, what I wanted to do with life. And that's where kind of fitness kind of slowed me down. I was like, hey, let me just work on myself. You know what I mean? Get my mind right, just rid of a lot of distractions. And that's when I got back into SF State. And SF State, when I first got there, they had a brand new facility at like a wellness center.
Gotcha.
And it was fucking nice. Like it was so nice. And that's what also, you kind of exploded my fitness creativity as far as like what I wanted to do and just being around like a nicer environment, a nicer gym. And because of that wellness center, like I was able to stay out of trouble, just working out all the time. And I finished college, you know what I mean? Finally, like 2.5 years later, that's like in total almost like 8 years to get my bachelor's. But I mean, shit, we did it. So just to go back, I would say that's like one of my proudest moments is when I first decided to get back into college. I knew I wanted to. There was a principle, right?
Mm.
Finish what you start, and I knew if I did that, then whatever I start now, I'm gonna finish it and I'm gonna do it. So that's probably one of the prouder moments that I wanted to do. I kind of think about right now.
Good. So now you finally like see obstacles in your life, and no matter what, you'll like follow through and finish through. That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And school the second time around was so much easier. I was like, bro, why was this so hard back then? I was like, this
Yeah.
shit was so easy. So it's
Right.
just,
Right.
my mindset wise is um priorities.
Right. Right. So we have a vision here to dream your wildest dreams, right? What do you
Mhm.
think your life will be in 10 years?
What my life would be in 10 years.
Yeah.
I would be 37, almost 40. Shit, to be honest, I think I'd still be like training for something. One of my goals is to do a triathlon by the time I'm 30.
Okay.
Like bike, swim, no, swim, run, bike in that order.
Right.
Or
Right.
is it bike first? Anyways, it really depends on the event.
Right.
And
Right.
with I think by keeping my mind sharp with training for an event like that, like what I want to do is just continue to inspire. I want to take that kind of journey and just document it, whether it's on YouTube, doing a vlog. And from there, that's going to help build the NAB brand. And like eventually in like 10 years, I want to build like a huge experience with neighbor and brother, as far as like, I don't want to call it a fitness festival or something like that, where we would just imagine everybody coming together for like a day or two, in the morning. We do, let's just keep it simple, like yoga, you work out, you learn something, anything that has to do with fitness and wellness. It could be like people there for nutrition. It could be anything throughout the day that could be
Mm.
very like uplifting. And then at night, kind of settle down and invite like artists and whatnot to provide, that vibe, just have some music going and stuff like that. And
All
then
vibes.
all the vibe, pure vibes, and then pure vibes, and then after that, um, like we'd have mixers at night at different bars around the area and stuff like that, and just like a 2-day festival. That's all. I
Mm.
want to just like bring like a whole neighbor and brother experience later down the road. That's where I think I kind of see it going, along with like continuing to sharpen myself and train for something and just continue to grow this brand within like 10 years.
Gotcha. Okay. So just to close it all off, right? How would you like NAB to be remembered?
NAB to be remembered.
Mhm.
Hmm. I would say I want it to be your favorite fitness and wellness community that, that you thought of, that you think of at the end of the day. I want it to be that brand that, when you thought all else was failing, you bet on yourself. And because of that, now you're at the place that you are. Because that's what it was for me. And I truly believe that if I keep pushing myself and I keep pushing my community, that a lot of the people that kind of have lost a little bit of faith, it can really bring themselves out just by working on themselves a little bit. You know what I mean? I want them just to remember NAB, and also as a very a prominent brand that was founded by like an Asian American. At the end of the day, we're going back to what we're talking about, like Barquan and Randall. There, you don't see a lot of Asian American brands in the fitness realm. So that's something I'm kind of proud of just to do, right? Just to do, whether we realize it or not. Like, there's a little kid, there's younger, the youth is looking up to me, youth is looking up to you, right? So
Right.
as we build our own brands, you know, like, it's just inspiring to see, oh shit, like, I don't have to just be a doctor or do this or do that, which is fine. Like, we need doctors, obviously.
Right. Right.
We need a lot of things,
We're pretty good
but
at that.
yeah, tier one doctors for
Right, right, right.
real. But it's just that, uh, just continue to be an inspiration for people to just, if you feel like you got a calling, have a little patience, and when the time is right, attack, attack, attack. And I want NAB just to be that motivator behind it all.
Mm.
Um, it doesn't have to even just be for Asian Americans. I just think that's one thing that I hold on to just because I am one. And I think that's just something that, people, Asian Americans can look up to, but it's really anybody, neighbor and brother and sister, and anybody that finds motivation or finds the light just from what we do. I want them to remember NAB at the end of the day, that helped push them to that next level.
And I definitely see that. I think, as a community wellness brand, I think your consistency has helped, not maybe it was 2 people that day or 15, how many people that may be for that single day. Maybe they were in a dark spot for that couple of hours, but, your smile and tenacity in the workouts alone definitely brought them out, so
Thank you.
while also helping them with their health. So I can only applaud you for that. And
Thank you, man.
just so the viewers can know, they can find your merch where?
Oh yeah, neighborandbrother.com. This sweater is actually sold out. It was an exclusive camo hoodie. I only had 10 on the site and they're all gone. But I did just drop my fall collection, which consists of shit, I have them in my room right now, but they're all spread out. Windbreakers. The exclusive white one is almost sold out. I think there's only one more left. There's like 7 more black ones up there. And I got some nice little tan long sleeves, some sweats. Also, I forgot to mention, like, Neighbor and Brothers, I wanted to create something that people were proud to represent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, when you rock this shit, you rock it with pride. Just to know that, NAB, right? It's just, it represents who you are, represents who I am. It's we, not me, at the end of the day. So when you buy this, not only do you support NAB, but no, you do support NAB and everything that NAB does, as far as like the free streams that we do, providing these events for the community. So long story short, that's that's what NAB is about. And neighborandbrother.com, www.neighborandbrother.com.
And you can find him on his IG at
Neighbor and Brother.
Right.
That's the NAB IG.
Right.
And if you want to follow me, I am David So on Instagram. I post fitness stuff on there sometimes, but that's more like a look into my life, if you guys care. But NAB.
I'm sure they care.
Y'all
Thank
might.
you, everyone.
For sure. Thank you so much. Adios.
Adios.
Thank you, Sam Kim.
You, my brother.
Yeah. Love you.
Love.
And wish much success and happiness to you and your new venture with the podcast. And let's kill it, brother.
Thank you. I'll talk to you soon. Yeah?
Okay, I'll see you, brother.
My bad.
All right, sir. Let's fucking go, baby! Let's go. Welcome. We just finished this great, awesome Sunday morning no fake sweat workout. Welcome to Childsplay with Sam Kim, with the CEO and founder of NAB, neighbor and brother. No fake sweat is what it is. I'll let him talk about all the workouts we just finished. As you can see, I am dying.
You know, we had to earn ours today, baby. Miss Sam, he just crushed this shit today. What we went into was a quick, full body dynamic warm up, a little bit of inchworms, warming up our shoulders for world's greatest stretch, and some ankle taps. I'm a huge proponent, and I truly believe in warm ups. So, you know, we had to get it right, activate our body, and we wanted to focus on just one exercise for each part of our body. We went into some wall sits and battle ropes, and we did 2 sets each, super sets. And then what else did we do? Oh, we did shoulder press. Shoulder press, you know, gonna work those weekend muscles. So we did some Arnold press and lateral raises, just 3 to 4 sets. And after that was it.
That was beautiful, baby.
That was it. Let's go. NAB on me, NAB on me.
Ah! NAB! 1, 2, 3! NAB!
Did you make this?
Purchase your tracks today. your tracks today.